Senator Metz.
Yeah, can I ask a question? Have you been in the military and been under fire?
I have not. I am law enforcement, so I do understand high stress. Thank you. Okay, so the red flag bill violates more constitutional rights than Charlie Sheen violates 10 commandments. That needs to be thrown away as it sits or rewritten to protect constitutional rights. If you're willing to violate multiple constitutional rights for an illusion of safety, we have a serious problem in this legislation. There was talk about having the age to purchase a long gun moved to 21. That's a dangerously slippery slope, because what you are doing in turn is saying that Rhode Island residents are no longer considered adults until they are 21. If I cannot practice my fundamental Second Amendment rights when I'm 18 years old because I am not considered an adult, how can I be responsible enough to vote? Are you ready to battle that case? The politicizing of a terrible tragedy is extremely unbecoming. When it is said that Rhode Islanders can do better than this is where I agree. Rhode Islanders can do better than a knee-jerk reaction and emotional law trying to be passed. Politics or a political agenda are not more important than our children's lives. All the gun legislation that was put forth is a cop-out, knee-jerk reaction founded upon misleading or flat-out false data. This legislation and lack of proper action being taken is a major disservice to our children. We are not looking at the actual facts here. What we are actually doing is looking for the simplest solution, and I'm using quotes here, the simplest solution to a very, very complex problem. And the complex problem is a societal problem, and we have a very broken culture. What happens is we have become a culture that glorifies evil. We've glorified drugs, we've glorified gangs, we've glorified broken homes. And the result is evil, which cannot be legislated. So as I've heard a lot of talk from the 1994 to 2014 ban, you've heard all the statistics. What I'd like to just bring to your attention is a study done by UPenn. While gun violence did fall during the ban, it is likely due to other factors, this study found. Quote, "We cannot clearly credit the ban with any of the nation's recent drop in gun violence, and indeed there has been discernible reduction in lethality and extent of injury of gun violence." So, based on this study, the idea that the assault weapons ban worked is false. And I'll close with this. I hate to compare the state of Rhode Island to the state of Florida. I like to think that we are a lot better than them. Where we rank across the board, as far as the gun community, as far as the Second Amendment is concerned, we have some of the very strictest gun laws, and we are a very safe community. However, in Florida, what we saw was the single biggest failure of our government in modern history. I'll say that again, the single biggest failure of government in modern history. This is the very same government that wants sole responsibility for my safety and my security, for your safety, for your security. This government continually drops the ball. This FBI continuously drops the ball. They dropped the ball in Texas. That individual, I will not say his name, should not have had a firearm. They dropped the ball in Florida. They dropped the ball over and over again. And they expect me to give up my only means to defend myself under the false pretense that they will keep me safe. After a failure of the magnitude that we saw in Florida, the logic doesn't add up. And it's not something that I think Rhode Islanders should stand for, and that's all.
Thank you for your testimony.